when I went to the masturbatorium, they have stuff that they on the walls, things to help you get into the mood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all,
no.
You know this, right?
I do know this.
So what they have up there is they have pictures of 3 women. The 3 women were Pamela Anderson, Elle McPherson, and who was the one from Baywatch? Gina Nolan.
Yeah, there it is.
Gina Nolan, Elle McPherson, and Pamela Anderson. Very sexual pictures of them up on the wall that were supposed to inspire me to masturbate to make our child. Now, there's an interesting thing about these 3 women. Now, these are the 3 women on the walls of the doctors, of the special masturbatorium. Every one of these women specifically hates me. All 3 of them I have made cry. All 3 of them hate me. All 3 of them have screamed at me. Now, let's detail why each one of them hates me. Pamela Anderson appeared on our show, Sin City Spectacular, and she was in a little sketch that we did.
She was taping something else, so we had a schedule, and she was hours late. So by the time she showed up, we were already a little angry
Well, we were already a little angry, but more important than a little angry, we had also had time to think about funny things to say to her. So we had thought about this really funny thing to say to make fun of her sex tape. And after we were sure we had all the takes, I said it because I don't care. And then that went to crying, and then I escalated it to PETA and my dad dying of diabetes and her animal research, and it turned into her crying. Now, since then, Pamela and I have seen each other, and we've made up, and it's all fine, and she's very sweet and very kind. And she was very nice to forgive me because I think I was the one who was meaner here. Yeah. She was in the right. But at that time, Pamela Anderson, not a big turn-on to me. Gina Nolan was on Sin City Spectacular.
Yes.
But that went well. But then we did Fear Factor with her. It was Joe Rogan and I having a talk with Gina about her religious beliefs.
We know how well that goes.
It never goes well with me.
Not at all.
And it ended up with me saying that even if she offered, which she hadn't, I'll make this very clear, to have sex with me, I wouldn't because she was religious and that creeped me out. Okay? Now, that was bad enough, but then Joe Rogan jumped in and said, I would have sex with you because I love having sex with really, really stupid people. And then as soon as we got her into that state, they started rolling. And then Teller added to it because she was supposed to eat a cockroach.
She didn't want to eat a bug.
She didn't want to eat a bug. But then Teller, because he's the next level of asshole from me and Joe Rogan, while she was going through this horrible torture.
I don't want to do it. Oh, no.
Teller took the bug out of her hand and ate it. Teller didn't have to eat
just
the bug.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. He just ate the bug for fun.
And didn't stick it in his mouth and swallow it down. No, took a bite and savored the bug.
Yeah, because Teller doesn't care. Teller is the toughest guy alive. So that was my Gina Rowland story. I will also tell you that everything's been made fine with Gina Rowland. She has forgiven Nolan. Gina Nolan. Now it's bad. I've said her name wrong. But Gina Nolan, we've had email conversations, and I really like her, and we get along fine. And she's forgiven me for what I said, forgiven me for what Joe Rogan said, forgiven me for what Teller did. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Third one was Elle McPherson.
I'm not sure I know this one.
Oh, this one's bad. We were in Chicago, I think, on the Steve Dahl radio program. And I think he was broadcasting from, like, Trader Joe's or Trader Vic's or...
One of those.
Was
it a grocery store or a bar?
Trader Vic's. Trader Vic's. There was
His hair was perfect.
There was a live audience. A live audience of about 100 people were out there. And the 2 guests on are me and Elle McPherson. And she's got hair care products. And I start busting her about the hair care products. I think there's a little bit of jive involved, hydration and stuff. So that's upsetting her a little bit. And she's with who I think was her husband, who was this French fellow, okay? and I get this little idea for a bit in my head. And I start saying, you know, you're one of the most beautiful women in the world, and people wouldn't think they'd have a chance with you. Men wouldn't think they have a chance, but look at who you're with. And I started...
That's going to go well.
I started insulting her French boyfriend husband a lot. And he is wearing what I believe, and I swear to you, I believe is a turtleneck. But instead I say, and look at this fool, he's wearing a dickie. I said, he's wearing a dickie. That's a fake turtleneck that just comes down in the front. It's just a dickie. Not only are your shampoo products bogus, but also your boyfriend's turtleneck is bogus. He's wearing a dickie. Okay? And the audience is laughing a lot.
Sure.
And I'm getting jacked up, and she's getting madder and madder and madder. Now, in my head, here's the way it's going to go. The way it's going to go is I'm going to say, that's a dickie, and I'm going to go over, and I'm going to unbutton his shirt, and I'm going to pull on the front of his shirt, and it's going to be a turtleneck.
And you're going to seem like a fool.
And the audience is going to boo me for thinking it's a turtleneck, and I'm going, yep, your boyfriend is great, I love you, Elle, and we go to commercial. So I'm playing up the big bully, mean guy thing really, really big, because her husband, boyfriend is... not a large man. He's about your size, Dustin, okay? And he's about my age. He's a little older than me, right? And he's wearing this. And he's kind of sitting there not giving me anything. He's sitting there kind of hurt and angry. But I'm building up this whole thing, and I've decided that I'm going to be the brunt of the joke.
Right.
And then I go over and say, you're wearing a dickie, and I grab the front of his shirt, and I pull it.
Oh,
he's
no.
wearing a dickie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the bully is 100% right, and the victim of the bully is wearing a dickie. By the way, there's nothing wrong with wearing a dickie. I've just created this whole scenario. So the audience then goes totally to my side. The audience just totally, it was supposed to turn around like this, and everybody turns onto my side, and the DJ starts going, he's wearing a dickie, he's wearing, and all of a sudden, who I thought was going to be turning it around onto me, now I am my nightmare. I'm actually the bully.
Right.
And everybody's on my side. Everybody's on my side laughing at this person, and I'm trying to turn it around and defend him and get out of it, and now McPherson is just crying and hating me. So that's who I was sent into the room to masturbate to. Pamela Anderson, Gina Nolan, and Elle McPherson were supposed to get me off, and it was wicked hard. And by the way, I have apologized to Gina Nolan, and it's all okay. I've apologized to Pamela Anderson, and it's all okay. And I will apologize to Elle McPherson, who I believe I was the most in the wrong. Of all the three, she's the one I treated the worst of all of them. And I feel terrible, terrible about that.
That one